How's it going, guys? This is White Boy Reactions. Come back with another reactional video. Now, today we're going to be doing something quite new. Now, as you guys would know, when you log onto YouTube or when you open up YouTube, you usually have like a recommended page, and it could be like music, it could be like videos that you watch relatively frequently, and stuff like that. And I've actually been getting a lot of Warhammer fan-made stuff. And I don't know why. I watched the Astartes 1 to 5 again. And now I've rewatched it. I really quite liked it. I really liked it to start off with, and now I liked it even more. It's like I understand it like more, but I don't, because of what you guys sort of told me in the comments and what you guys explained and stuff. I still don't really clock in my head. I don't think I ever will. Anyway, so what I've decided to do is actually go and view some of the more smaller fan-made stuff. Not man-made, fan-made, sorry. Fan-made stuff. Now, today we're going to be starting off with Warhammer 40k Plague. Now, the reason why this one interests me out of the rest, which we will be doing much more, and if you guys want to recommend any of the other fan-made stuff, please hit up the comments. I've been trying to find some stuff, because I'm really interested in the Plague side of things. So, like the Nagel Chaos God and stuff like that. I don't know why. It's like, again, it's similar to Halo, where I'm really interested in the Flood. I've always like really enjoyed when the Flood comes into the Halo sort of series, and it's just kind of like the Flood of Chaos Marines, where this is like 10 times worse than what they are. So really, really interesting. So I hope there's got a lot of Plague things in there, I guess you could say. But I don't know what this is going to hold in stock. It's only a 2-minute video, so I'm really interested. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know what that start biz says, by the way. So if you guys could tell me what that start biz says, I don't know. Shit. The Ultra Marines are here, baby. You know, shit gets real when they turn up. Maybe not. Fuck! Okay. Oh shit! I mean, I didn't even realize 2 minutes went by. Well, 1 minute 47 is not 2 minutes just yet. It's still got a little bit of a black screen to go. But 1 minute, that 1 minute, 2 minutes. Let's just say 2 minutes. That 2 minutes went really quick. That went really quick. I thought it was just literally about 30 seconds when it ended. Crap. And you know that means it's good. Now let's actually quickly go through this. Obviously, I think the Astartes 1 to 5 is probably like the pinnacle of fan made in terms of Warhammer 40k. Maybe there's some better ones which I haven't explored yet. I need to obviously kind of look a bit more, but I do feel like that's sort of like the big boy, you know. A lot of effort has been put into this. Now, a lot of effort has been put into this one. As you see when they first start, let's go rewind it. So when they first start, obviously, it's quite bad sort of, I mean, it's like a 30, maybe 40 frame rate sort of thing. When you watch it again, it looks 60, but it ain't. It's about like 40, 50, but the graphics are not too great. Obviously, if you ever look at these, look at the details of these guns. Not good. So that doesn't mean that it is bad. That just comes to tells me maybe this is like a one-man, you know, a lone wolf dude, or only a few people working there, or they didn't have the budget or the software or the knowledge. So again, it's not something to pick up on, but it's it's not something to kind of like say this is a bad video on, but it's quite important to pick up on because everything comes into it: the audio, the story, the camera angles, the graphic quality, you know, everything about it. So and here we can see again, it's like very, look at the fingers, it's like pointy. It looks like some year 2000 sort of stuff. But again, it's not too bad. Now, the one thing that I find quite interesting about this one, it really reminds me of the first of the Astartes 1 to 5 or 4. Is it 1 to 4? Oh, whatever it is, 1 to 5 or 4. The last fan made we've actually watched. It's the only actually fan made we've watched on that channel, except from this one now. So this will be our second one. Obviously, when they start, they're walking on the ship, and they in their armor, and then they kind of torpedo sort of thing into enemy ship. It's all gas, and all of a sudden, they just start lighting up this enemy. Very similar to what they've done here. They exploded. They threw these stun grenades, or I think they're stun grenades. They pop. Yeah, so like stun grenades. Obviously, they put their hands up, and then they just absolutely just started unleashing them. Look, bang, bang, bang. Same as what happened in the Astartes 1 to 4 or 5. Let's just say 1 to 4, just to be safe. Sorry, just to be. Instead of keep going 1 to 5, 1 to 4. Let's just say 1 to 4. You guys can correct me wrong in the comments. So the only difference is obviously they use flash grenades, when the other one I don't think they did. I'm pretty sure they didn't, and they just completely like annihilated these in a couple of seconds. Again, the one thing that's really interesting about this one, these are like the plague. They're like the plague rebels, aren't they? Obviously the other one they were rebels, and they kind of look like just average soldiers carrying average weapons. These are a bit more, I guess you could say, menacing in a sense. They have those green eyes, the tubes, a little bit different weapons, but overall it's kind of like the standard frontline infantryman of whatever division these people are. So if they get lit the fuck up, and then I mean they just look sick, and they look absolutely line up, and then you've got 3 badasses. I take it, is this one in charge? Maybe, I'm not too sure. I mean the one thing I like about the Ultramarines, I know some of them, like the Angel of Vengeance, I think they're called the Death Guard. I know them ones, the black ones with like the weird hood, and there's a lot of different crescents and emblems and stuff, but I think the blue and gold works so well. And then also, apparently, as I read up 1 or 2 times before, the one thing I remember looking at the wiki fandom, again, you guys can correct me down below, these are the most elite of the elite when it comes to the Space Marine or the Imperium of Man. See, I'm starting to get used to the knowledge. I'm starting to get into it. Okay, I'm learning as we go along. There's proof right there. But apparently the Ultramarines are like, well, the Ultra of the Marines, ironically. So again, you guys could let me know there down in the comments if that's true or if that's not. And then he just lights them up. 3 of them stand there. Now, one thing I did realize, all these have got like these sort of flat vented sort of mask, where this one has a pointed. Is he the one in charge, or is this like a combat engineer, or is he like a medic? Is that to like kind of differentiate between the two based on role or based on rank? So that's quite interesting. I want to know what some of them have got peaked sort of what's it called? Peaked masks. Now, we have a bunch of Ultramarines laying down. Obviously, the knife, it's like the most sacred part, isn't it? It's like the sacred sort of weapon that they use. It's kind of like their last means or close combat. And I think when you have that sort of religious, obviously these are extremely religious, like when you have zealots and other things like that, you always find that the melee weapon, the sword, you know, usually iconically, unless you're like a Viking, was usually your axe and on the north side of things, but it's usually other religions, it's like a sword, which is really interesting. Might be different in another sense, but for these, it's the dagger or the melee weapon. It's like their, not only their last resort, it's like their most sacred resort as well, other than their multi-rapid fire hand cannon thingy-mabob, whatever that is. I think that's more sacred, though, if it makes sense. It means more because it goes to show the sort of strength of the Space Marines. Well, obviously, if they're holding machine guns, they're just lighting them up, because you've seen in the Astartes 5 when they went from like the sort of semi-automatic bang, 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 and then when they go to fight those 2 weird guys with the spine things, they hold a thing, and then you saw them click once, click twice, and it literally just unleashed a barrage of bullets. So that's kind of like all the weapon doing it. When it's the sword, it's down to the actual wielder. So I quite like that. It's a very interesting. So it says warning. I think this could be like a scanner of sorts. Obviously, you've got a button. You've got this, I don't know if it's keypad or just part of the body. And then you have these antennas. I'm not too sure what this device is. Let me know in the comments, guys, what this device is, if you guys know what it is. I think it's a sort of scanner maybe for the plague. And obviously what's it called? The elevator. There we go. The elevator or door opens. This could be one of 2. And there they are, the badass Plague Marines, standing there, just as looking as tough as the Ultramarines. I mean, would you prefer the blue armor to the green armor? I mean, it's cool. I like the spikes, the horns, you know, the differentiation between the masks. Again, the differentiation between masks is just actually good to point out. These are the same, ventilated fronts, maybe have a few bit of alterations because of chaos. But this guy, big slits, looks a bit like a gladiator back in the Roman times. Now, one thing, and obviously he's holding a dual barbarian type axe, and then obviously their voices as well. So if you listen to it, there's a very deep style of things, and as soon as they done that and they started charging, these Ultramarines did not hesitate. You've seen even like movies and games, so they might hesitate a little bit because they know these were like their brothers, and they don't. They just instantly just go bang, and they just light them straight up. So that kind of, again, that kind of represents, okay, maybe not. I would say the helmets are different. They have these as well. Never mind. I just kind of realized that. It kind of tells me that these guys have been conditioned so much that they don't even just question it. They just go bang, 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 bang. They don't even take it because this could be their family, and they're just lighting them up. So whether that's different on the basis of their own comrades, you know, their own like man and man standing next beside them, whether they would think the same way if they were to suddenly turn back and they would just go bang, maybe they will, maybe they won't. You guys, can let me know in the comments if that's ever happened before. But the one thing I really, really like about this is that the sort of, when you saw the Astartes fan made, there was like no one with a match of them. Even when those guys with the force field, I think they had the void power, didn't they? Again, I'm learning that the void power. They seemed quite hard, and it was kind of beating back the Space Marines a bit like slowly. Where these are like the ultimate showdown. You know, it's probably the closest thing you can get to an Ultramarine versus an Ultramarine. And it's actually been said, because again, I've looked up the Plague Marines, that the Plague Marines are actually stronger when they pledge themselves to Nurgle. They actually gain inhumane tolerance to pain and stuff like that, so they can actually withstand crippling effects that a normal Marine wouldn't. And obviously, we see normal Marines die here. They're still lighting them up. They're not doing a lot of damage and stuff like that. So I really like this. And obviously, this is where they really go for it. This is my favorite bit. 3 of them versus 3. Let's go. And the one thing I do like about these I know it's that's a bit of a bright bit, but I'd start that one. The one thing I do like about this as well, when I've played the Warhammer 40k old one where you play as the Ultramarine years ago. I think, depending on obviously when it came out, but I think way over 10 years ago, was the last I played, and it was just very brutal. You're playing against the Orcs, but then also when you see sort of the other sort of maybe trailers and stuff that I've seen in the past. I can't really remember where I've seen them, but it's kind of like coming back to me a little bit. But you see these Ultramarines and or Space Marines in general, they get wrecked as well. Like when we done the newest Warhammer 40k one, the guys is actually insane. They were over 1,000 views, which is absolutely insane. Not the Astartes, it was like one of the trailers. I actually can't remember it. And they were fighting against the robot things. And you saw them just literally just fall and collapse. It's like they've gone from being this inhumanely strong, which I'm talking about the Ultramarines here, or superhuman strong sort of guys, and they just go bang and they're dead in seconds. This kind of creates that sort of irony a little bit. So I really like that. And again, they're both fighting. They're both going at it. So he stabs him, and he just pulls out like whatever. Yeah, so basically what I like most about this, and I don't think much else happens, he kind of just takes on 3 and then he charges and then it kind of ends. So the one thing I really like about this is it kind of shows these sort of, that the Space Marines are not only the toughest things on the planet. Now we already knew that, but again, it kind of reminds you, especially if you used to watch the starters, it kind of makes you think these guys are unstoppable. They are, but there are people out there that will match them. That's how I personally found when I watched the starters. You guys might think different. You can let me know in the comments if you did. But I really liked it. For 2 minutes, it really told a tale. I kind of wish it went on a bit more, because I do think there's a lack of like Plague Marines or the Plague versus the Space Marines, because it's like the ultimate showdown. It's when the big boys clash together. It's when war. This is when the real battle takes on, and the true champions are born, regardless of what side they are. But I really liked it. Really liked it. So hats off to whoever made this. Make sure you go and view the video yourself, guys, down in the description. Make sure you give a subscribe to the guy who made it. Definitely deserves and deserves credit, and really fun. Just the only thing I would say is that the graphics are a little bit bad, but overall not bad at all. That's it. The graphics are just slightly, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. You can see clearly what's going on. It's just not high definition detail. Bang, not a big deal. Story's really good. Kind of wished it carried on. Bit of a bummer as 2 minutes, but I think you guys only 2 minutes, but the amount of work that actually goes into this stuff for 2 minutes to happen is probably insane. I don't know. I'm not a filmmaker myself. I know a little bit about film. I'm not a filmmaker. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and comment down below if you want to add anything else. If you want to answer any questions, or kind of if you've analysed this in your own way, please let me know in the comments. Always happy to see you guys' comments. The community we're growing is absolutely insane. And if you would like to recommend any other fan mades or anything to do with Warhammer or any other sort of gameplay trailers, not montages, sorry, gameplay trailers and in-game cinematics, as I meant to say, or fan mades, I think I've already said that, then please link in the description. And I thank everyone who already has, and we are getting around to them as soon as we can. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Can't get my words out today. Make sure you go and follow the social media stuff and the Discord down below. Now we are trying to go for a little bit of a target now. I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, and she was mentioning, why don't you set a target for subs? Which I didn't particularly want to do, but I thought, why not? Let's see if we can try and target 100 subs, guys. We've hit 56 or 55, which is absolutely insane. So thank you everyone who subbed already, and I really appreciate you guys. But I'd like to set a small target if we can. If you guys don't mind, we'd like to hit 100 subs. If you guys could try and accomplish that, then brilliant. Thank you ever so much. And then I guess we could do maybe a little special at 100 subs. You guys can let us know what you would like to see in the Discord. Guys. Go and join that in the description. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Peace out. Take care, guys.